The Vivo V9 has finally launched into the Indian market and it aims to give you an iPhone 10-like experience without the hefty price tag. The phone's design, interface, even the packaging and accessories are made to very much look like what Apple provides with the iPhone 10. But does it come anywhere near the performance against the Apple's best phone till date? Well, we have been using the Vivo V9 for the past few days and it seems to do pretty well for our everyday usage. The phone runs fast, doesn't have lag and plays games pretty cool. But the real difference you see these days in budget smartphones versus the premium ones is the camera performance. And that is why we are doing this comparison between the Vivo V9 and iPhone 10. Besides the bezel-less display with a notch, the main selling point for the Vivo V9 is its 24 megapixel camera on the front and a dual camera setup on the rear, which is supported by an advanced AI bokeh algorithm. Vivo has optimized their AI algorithm based on machine learning through large amounts of data. The phone lets you change camera focus even after you've taken a picture. So let's get started with the camera review and comparison in daylight conditions first. To keep things interesting, for each sample picture taken with both phones, we'll first let you judge which is better and then reveal the phone's name it is taken with. The picture from Vivo V9 is more accurate version of the actual scene. Though the sunlight from behind the wall is clearly blowing out on the V9, but overall the phone has maintained exposure much well than the iPhone 10, which captured an overshadowed image with poor exposure and contrast levels. Here again the Vivo V9 maintained the exposure well and kept the skies blue neutral, unlike the iPhone 10 which again overshadowed the entire image. If we crop it to 100%, you will notice there is a lot of noise coming out of the sky on the iPhone 10 and the edges of the wall are distorted too, while Vivo V9 has kept things well under balance. Here, the color range and sharpness on the iPhone 10 is better, but the V9 isn't too far. If you must pick a winner, it would be iPhone 10, but the difference really is very less. Now this is a shot under indoor lighting and clearly the image taken with iPhone 10 stands out because of the rich color saturation. What you see on the V9 is the natural color tone of objects in the picture and hence the slight dullness in image. But of course, the iPhone 10 takes the crown here for the sharpness and overall better looking image. This is a picture sample in indoor setting with bright light coming through the window in the background. Here, the Vivo V9 offers a brighter image, but the iPhone 10 has maintained the exposure well by not blowing out the light coming through the window. At 100% crop though, the result gets very surprising. The picture from iPhone 10 has large amounts of noise and completely loses out on details as compared to the Vivo V9. This is an image taken under extreme low light condition of 4 lux. The Vivo V9 has taken a very underexposed picture here as compared to the iPhone 10, which took a remarkable picture even in such low light condition. Moving up the lighting condition to 13 lux, the Vivo V9 is now able to take an acceptable picture, but the iPhone 10's picture is still brighter and sharper than the Vivo V9. Now finally we moved the lighting condition to 75 lux and the Vivo V9 was able to take a sharp image, but the iPhone 10 captured a more brighter picture. However, the warmth on iPhone 10 is quite unnatural because the actual ambience of the room was much cooler than what it captured. Sure, the V9's image is dull and underexposed, but it is at least natural to the actual ambience of the room. This is an outdoor image shot in the evening, and the iPhone 10 offers a brighter and much sharper image than the V9 in this setting. The lens flare from the pole lights are also minimal on the iPhone 10 than the V9. At 100% crop, the poor details from the V9's camera get visible in every part of the picture. The bushes captured by the V9 are nothing but a blur. It isn't very impressive on the iPhone 10 either, but is at least acceptable given the environment. Moving to the railing bars, there is a lot of distortion and noise on the V9's image. This is a picture taken in portrait mode under indoor lighting condition, and as you would expect under this lighting, the Vivo V9 took a less brighter picture. However, the bokeh effect on the V9 is spot on with the iPhone 10. Even at 100% crop, you won't find any blemishes around the edges of the subject, except for this one flaw on the chair's top left edge on the V9. Now, this is a selfie taken with a 24 megapixel front camera on V9 in portrait mode under indoor lighting. and it looks just as good as the dual cameras on the rear of the phone. Here is a daylight selfie as well, taken with the V9 in portrait mode. While the brightness and details are good, the bokeh effect is pretty messed up here, probably because of the tree in the background. Now let's talk about the video recording capabilities of the Vivo V9. Thanks to the Snapdragon 626 chipset, the device can capture videos in 4K resolution. But Vivo isn't being completely honest here with their V9's video recording features. Under video menu in the camera app, you can switch between 4K, 1080p and 720p resolution, but there is no mention of the frame rate in which the phone records videos in these various resolutions. So we took some sample videos in both direct sunlight and indoors to see the frame rate for each resolution setting. In direct sunlight, the Vivo V9 shoots videos in 30 frames per second for all supported resolutions. However, when shooting indoors, the phone records videos in 25 frames per second in 1080p and 720p resolution setting, and around only 18 frames per second when shooting in 4K setting. So, point is, you will get a variable frame rate when shooting videos on the Vivo V9 in different lighting conditions. The Vivo V9 doesn't beat the iPhone X, nor did we expect it to. But as far as you are shooting under the sun, you are likely to get pictures as good as iPhone X on the V9. Under indoor lighting though, the V9 tends to take softer and less brighter shots, but it retains details pretty well. Where Vivo V9 really struggles is under extremely low light conditions, but that's not a surprise for a phone of its price. Overall, we like the V9's photography skills. The phone takes beautiful portrait pictures, offers short refocus feature, and has an amazing 24 megapixel sensor on the front for taking selfies.